Michael Carrick, do you want to see him stay on beyond this season?
I'd love him to stay on, I really would. I think as soon as I found out that Ruben was gone, my initial reaction was always to Michael Carrick, just because he's somebody who knows the club. We spoke about it so often that he just gets Man United, and it's hard to put into words, but somebody who's been through everything with the club, who's won everything, who's tasted the highs, who's tasted the lows as well, and what it's like being in that dressing room as a player, as a coach. Don't forget when he was with Mourinho. Excuse me. I really admire him. I like what he's done. I think he's changed the way we perform in out of possession. The biggest thing that I can highlight watching United. He's somebody who the fans can resonate with. He talks well. He has a calming influence on the players. The players have spoken about that in interviews. I would love nothing more than Michael to get the job. I really would. He has to back that up and continuously back that up with results. But so far, 4 wins out of 4. Every single game for me has been a different type of win, a different type of way they've won, whether they've pressed high or they've sat off a bit deeper or they've changed 1 or 2 tactical tweaks within the game. I think the appointment of Steve Holland was a terrific one as well. Whenever I was with England, he was very good on the grass. The sessions were so engaging and tactically very good, somebody who we can lean off. So I think the package and everything he brings ticks the boxes. Time will tell, but I would love Michael to get the job for sure.
And I think from Manchester United's perspective, the great thing is that there's no rush. There's still 13 Premier League games for Michael Carrick to oversee. He knows that fact. They know that fact. So, yeah, be patient, take your time. And because, as we've already said, it's changed really quickly for United under Michael Carrick on the first 4 games. I wouldn't wish this upon him, but, you know, it can turn against him a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And then that's when you really find out about somebody.
The tide can shift dramatically.
Yeah.
OK, is there another name that you're thinking this person would suit United? Because I'm looking at the fact there's a World Cup coming up, and quite often we'll see a manager leave a national team. Now, Pochettino, the USA, he's been consistently linked to Manchester United. You look at Ancelotti's another name. He's currently with Brazil. Luis Enrique, his contract's not too far away from expiring. He's at PSG. There's quite a few names out there that would be perhaps interested, at least, in United, you would think. Is there someone that stands out for you?
I mean, they're all names of high calibre who have managed Champions League and
United is a high calibre club.
Of course, and massive games. Obviously, the only other one you would pick out is probably Thomas Tuchel as well, but I doubt that would ever happen with his obviously the England squad, and I don't think you can ever think about taking a club of Man United when you've got the World Cup to worry about. Look,
Glasner? If you're staying within the Premier League?
No, I don't. I like Glasner. I think what he's done at Palace is a terrific job. I love to watch Crystal Palace play. I don't think he'd be a name that would be on Man United's radar. You also maybe look at Iraola at Bournemouth, who was linked to be the successor of Pep Guardiola. Southgate, yes, of course, with Steve Holland working with him. But let's be patient. Let's see. As Michael said in his interview before, let's not do any knee-jerking movements. The club have got to assess it on a whole, and it will be interesting when they do have maybe a blip or a bad performance of how that conducts and plays out. But so far so good. Michael's done an incredible job. He's got the backing and support of the players and the fans, and hopefully long may it continue.
Do you have a preference, Gary, or someone you can see as being compatible with Manchester United?
I always feel that it's great for a club to have a link somewhere with the manager, and arguably there's not a stronger link than the link that United have with Michael Carrick, with all of those names that have just been mentioned. So
I think even though they manage like Barcelona and PSG and all these names you've said, like it plays such a big part in knowing the club, and it sounds so cliche to say, but like being at Man United for me is the biggest club in the world, and I've seen it firsthand. I always say that maybe Real Madrid is comparable to that in terms of the expectation, the level, the standards. I know we can talk about Liverpool and City and Arsenal, and they are top, huge clubs, no question. But somebody who's ingrained in that club, somebody who has had so many experiences with different managers who's gone from a young player to an experienced player to a player that's won everything, for a player that's gone into the coaching route with Mourinho and coached, and then with Ole, and he's experienced so much.
And been out on his own at Middlesbrough.
And been out on his own. And by the way, did remarkably well at Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Lost two of the strikers. I remember Chuba Akpom they lost, where he scored 35 goals in a season. I mean, I don't know how you replace 35 goals in the Championship with the budgets that they've got. Did a remarkable job. I just feel like, you know, it does align at the minute. But like we touched on,
he's done his apprenticeship, hasn't he?
He lost Rodgers as well, wasn't it?
He lost Morgan Rodgers.
Who was crucial for him. And Rodgers has spoken so highly of Michael Carrick and how he developed him as a player. And we know United love youngsters. It's part of their DNA.
Yeah,
it's always been there. And maybe having someone like Carrick. And in fairness, United have tried every sort of manager since Sir Alex left. I mean, who am I to say you were there for pretty much all of them? You've got the experienced heads like a Mourinho and a Van Gaal and a more stronger connection to the club in Solskjaer.
There's no guarantee that works. I mean, we look at all these managers and these high-profile managers who have got unbelievable records around the world and international level and club level. There is no guarantee that they're going to come in and be successful. So, yes, they'll probably take that into consideration.